Hi, we are a team and this is our final project.
Introduction. As we have learned, using ergonomic tools at work and in any station is very important for safety of the operator and workers. In this project, we look up for a company where they workers can suffer DTA, so we can apply some ergonomic evaluations that we have learned to determine the conditions of work and propose some improvements to take care of the workers' health.
Bioclinsa was legally constituted in August 2007 and began operations in the Monterrey metropolitan area, promoting services related to the collection, handling, transport, and treatment of biological infectious hazard waste. In 2009, it expanded its services to the state of Coahuila, Tamaulipas, and San Luis Potosí, where it has become one of the greatest options in the market. Bioclinsa, in its activity of collection and transportation of hazardous waste, must raise and lower containers ranging from 40 and 90 kilos in weight, which contains different types of biological infectious materials. Based on these, posters were evaluated and improved ideas with implementation costs to detect any DTA disaster. The services they give is collection, transportation, treatment, and final disposal of infectious biological hazardous waste. And what is considered infectious biological hazard waste? Well, it's blood, cultures, and strains of infectious biological agents, liquid and solid pathologies, anatomical and non-anatomical waste, and sharp objects.
For the methodology, we use the formulas that we saw in class. Those are the one of the basal metabolism, the activity metabolism, digestive metabolism, the LPR, that is the recommended weight limit, and the lifting rate. We have learned a lot of ergonomic tools in this subject, but we just focused on two of them, Rula and Rogers. Rula is rapid upper limb assessment, and Rogers is Susan Rogers method, and we will talk about them. We will talk a little bit of each one of these ergonomic tools. First of all, we will talk about Rula. It evaluates the exposure of individual workers to ergonomic risk factors. It considers biomechanical and postural load requirements of job, tasks, demands on the neck, trunk, and upper extremities. And Rogers is the most appropriate to evaluate the risk for fatigue accumulation in tasks that are performed for an hour or more, and where awkward postures or frequent exertions are present.
Next, the video object of study. We made the energy expenditure study and for one of the operators, which gives us as a result that is a heavy work, and the rest time should be around 61% of the full day. And currently, workers receive approximately 25% and between the lunch time and the rest time. The operation of the recommended weight limit gives us these results, and we can see that the weight carried by the operators exceeds the limit, which means that injuries can occur. And the lifting rate, we can see that is greater than 1, and means that is dangerous.
And if we do the study of Rula, we can see that this activity carried out by this operator is indeed dangerous, and this work should be studied and modified immediately because it puts the worker health on risk. When analyzing all the scores, it can be observed that the greatest risk is found in the arms and wrist, since the stroke is high and they must raise their arms to unload. We need to study and modify immediately so we can do a Rogers study. Muscle fatigue analysis was proposed by Rogers as a means to assess the amount of fatigue that accumulates in muscles during various work patterns within 5 minutes of work. The hypothesis was that rapidly fatiguing muscle is more susceptible to injury and inflammation. In this case, in the analysis, we got that in the case of the neck, we got a priority of 6. In shoulders, we got a priority of 7. In the back, we got a priority of 4. In arms and elbows, we got a priority of 9. In wrists and fingers, we got a priority of 6. And in legs and knees, we got a priority of 4. For improvement proposal, we suggest a hydraulic elevator. With a hydraulic forklift, the process of unloading trucks would be much simpler and faster. And we got here a video that it's gonna show how it works. We have a lot of risk situations. First of all, we have shoulders and arms. We can see in these two pictures how the workers can be injured in their shoulders and arms because when they unload the product, they can get injured. Second, we have wrist. We can see how the worker moves the product from one side to another side using his wrist. Then we can have an injury in elbow. And finally, we can see how the workers can get injured in their backs. We can see in the picture how they move a heavy product from the bus. For the results and arguments, after trying both analyses, Rule and Rogers, we found danger in the next parts of the body. Those are arms, elbow, shoulders, neck, and wrists.
What is the cost of implementing these improvements? As we can see, the cost of acquiring an hydraulic elevator is much less than the cost of having some type of DTA disaster. The cost of this elevator is 39,215 Mexican currency, and the cost of having a disaster can rise up to 300,000. The acquirer of this elevator will be an main investment that will avoid costs to the company and will make the operation faster and simple, which means also increase productivity and will not require long periods of rest.
A lumbalgia can be caused from several factors, but the main reason is overuse of the lower back and the sudden lifting of a heavy load. Muscle pain, also called as myalgias, can be caused by several causes. but the main is the incorrect movements that we do with our body. The pain in your carpal tunnel is due to the excess pressure in your wrist and on the median nerve. Inflammation can cause swelling. The most common cause of the inflammation is an underlying medical condition that causes swelling the wrist and sometimes obstructed blood flow. As a conclusion, in this project we realized that any job must have the correct security measures, and we could be able to see the importance of industrial engineering because of our ability in doing this kind of studies. For these reasons, we recommended BioClinsa to follow our proposals to help the workers feel safe and be more careful with the conditions people work with and avoid diseases, aches, and fatigue.
Thanks for watching us. If you have any questions, you can find us at these emails below.